Have you ever been in a conversation where someone threw a curveball at you, saying something like, "You're too old for me"? What did you do? Did you freeze, laugh it off, or maybe even feel a little hurt? Let me tell you about a story a friend shared with me. He was on a date, everything seemed perfect, and then, boom, she dropped that line. His reaction? It changed everything in just a few seconds. Want to know what he did and how you can handle it too? Stick with me, this is going to get interesting. Why age is just a number in attraction. Attraction is a complex, multi-layered phenomenon that often goes beyond the surface-level factors we assume to be most important, like age. While societal norms and stereotypes may suggest that certain age differences create barriers, the truth is that real connections are built on deeper, more enduring qualities. Confidence, shared values, emotional maturity, and the ability to communicate effectively often outweigh superficial concerns like age. Consider this. Many studies on human relationships reveal that emotional compatibility and intellectual connection are among the top factors in romantic attraction. When someone says, "You're too old for me," it often reflects their preconceived notions rather than an actual incompatibility. People are influenced by societal pressures, peer opinions, or even their own insecurities. But here's the catch. Those impressions are malleable. A confident and emotionally intelligent response can shift the narrative entirely. One of the most overlooked aspects of attraction is energy. Regardless of age, people are drawn to those who exude a vibrant, positive, and magnetic energy. A 45-year-old with a lively, confident demeanor can be far more attractive than a 25-year-old who lacks self-assurance. This is because energy and attitude often signal a person's emotional availability and zest for life. It's also worth noting that many people value traits associated with age, such as wisdom, stability, and experience. These qualities can provide a sense of security and depth that younger individuals might not always offer. Instead of perceiving age as a disadvantage, it can be reframed as an asset. When you present yourself as someone who brings value, perspective, and emotional intelligence to the table, you immediately set yourself apart. Remember, attraction isn't about meeting every checkbox of someone's ideal partner list. It's about creating a dynamic where the other person feels a spark, curiosity, and connection. The next time someone brings up age as a barrier, don't let it shake you. Instead, focus on highlighting the qualities that make you uniquely attractive and irreplaceable, turning skepticism into curiosity instantly. When someone expresses doubt or skepticism about you, it's easy to take it personally and feel defensive. However, what if I told you that skepticism is actually an opportunity in disguise? It's a sign that the person is engaged enough to challenge you, which means you've already piqued their interest. The real question is, how do you take that skepticism and transform it into curiosity that works in your favor? First, understand the psychology behind skepticism. People often doubt what they don't fully understand or what challenges their existing beliefs. When someone says, "I'm not sure about you," or gives a skeptical look, it's their way of testing you. They're looking for reassurance, clarity, or a reason to feel intrigued. Instead of reacting defensively, lean into their skepticism with a calm and confident approach. One powerful way to handle skepticism is by shifting the narrative with a surprising or thought-provoking response. For example, if someone doubts your ability to relate to them because of a perceived difference, instead of refuting their skepticism directly, offer a fresh perspective. Say something like, "You'd be surprised how often people who think they're completely different actually have a lot in common." Statements like these not only diffuse tension, but also spark curiosity. They invite the other person to explore the conversation further. Non-verbal communication plays a significant role here as well. Your tone of voice, body language, and facial expressions should convey confidence and openness. A slight smile, steady eye contact, and relaxed posture show that you're unbothered by their skepticism, which can be incredibly disarming. People are naturally drawn to those who appear comfortable and self-assured, especially in situations where they expect defensiveness or insecurity. It's also crucial to ask questions that shift the focus back to them. Instead of trying to win the conversation, show genuine interest in their perspective. Questions like, "What makes you think that?" Or, "I'm curious, have you experienced something similar before?" Not only keep the dialogue alive, but also make the person feel valued. When people feel heard, they're more likely to drop their skepticism and engage with you on a deeper level. Lastly, remember that skepticism isn't the enemy. It's a doorway to curiosity. When you treat it as a chance to demonstrate your value and show your unique qualities, you turn what could have been a barrier into a bridge. It's not about proving yourself. It's about inviting the other person to see a new side of you that they didn't expect. The power of confidence over words. In any interaction, confidence is the invisible force that shapes perceptions and drives outcomes. Words may carry meaning, but it's the confidence behind them that determines whether they resonate or fall flat. Confidence has the ability to make ordinary words impactful and turn even the most skeptical audience into engaged listeners. When someone doubts you, the natural instinct is often to over-explain, justify, or try too hard to convince them otherwise. Ironically, this approach can backfire. Over-explaining can come across as insecurity, which is the exact opposite of what you want to project. True confidence doesn't rely on an excessive use of words. It thrives on clarity, calmness, and conviction. A well-timed pause or a simple, assured statement often carries far more weight than a long-winded explanation. Confidence is also deeply rooted in non-verbal communication. Your body language speaks louder than your words. A relaxed posture, steady eye contact, and a genuine smile convey self-assurance that no amount of eloquence can replicate. On the flip side, fidgeting, avoiding eye contact, or speaking too quickly can undermine even the most carefully chosen words. People are naturally drawn to those who appear composed and unshaken, especially in challenging or uncertain situations. A critical aspect of confidence is self-awareness. When you truly know your strengths, your value, and what you bring to the table, it radiates in your demeanor. This inner certainty makes you less reactive to external doubts or criticisms. Instead of scrambling to prove yourself, you remain centered, allowing your presence to speak for itself. This approach is particularly effective in situations where others might question your suitability, such as age differences or perceived mismatches. Confidence also has a contagious quality. When you exude certainty, it inspires trust and curiosity in others. People tend to mirror the energy they receive. If you approach a conversation with calm assurance, it encourages the other person to lower their guard and engage with you more openly. This dynamic can completely shift the tone of an interaction, turning potential rejection into connection. It's important to remember that confidence doesn't mean arrogance. While arrogance pushes people away, true confidence invites them in. It's about being secure in who you are without the need to diminish others. This balance makes confidence not only powerful, but also magnetic. Ultimately, confidence is the bridge between perception and reality. It allows you to shape how others see you, often before you've spoken a word. By focusing on exuding genuine self-assurance, you can navigate even the toughest conversations with grace and leave a lasting, positive impression. Breaking stereotypes in dating conversations. Stereotypes are like invisible walls in conversations. They restrict the flow, limit perspectives, and often make people stick to preconceived notions. In the context of dating, stereotypes about age, appearance, or even personality can act as silent barriers to genuine connection. Breaking through these stereotypes isn't just about proving them wrong, it's about fostering understanding, curiosity, and openness. When someone brings up a stereotype such as, "Aren't you too old to understand my world?" or "You probably don't have the same energy as someone my age," It's easy to feel defensive. However, the most effective response isn't to argue, but to redirect the conversation. Acknowledge the stereotype without agreeing to it, and then pivot to a story or insight that subtly challenges it. For instance, if someone assumes you can't relate to their lifestyle, share an anecdote that demonstrates your adaptability, humor, or shared interests. Understanding the root of stereotypes is key. Most are born out of societal narratives, media portrayals, or past personal experiences. They're not necessarily about you, but reflect the other person's worldview. By addressing them with empathy and composure, you can shift the dynamic. For example, saying, "I get why you might think that. A lot of people do. But in my experience, things are rarely that black and white." Opens the door for dialogue rather than debate. Your tone and body language matter immensely in these moments. Confidence combined with a touch of humor can work wonders. A playful response like, "Well, I might surprise you," delivered with a smile, can disarm the tension and make the conversation more engaging. Humor has the power to make people reconsider their assumptions without feeling criticized, which makes it a powerful tool in breaking stereotypes. Another way to break stereotypes is by focusing on shared values and experiences. Instead of letting the conversation be about differences, steer it toward common ground. Whether it's a shared passion, similar life goals, or mutual respect for certain qualities, finding alignment can quickly dissolve preconceived notions. People often realize that the things that truly matter, like kindness, ambition, and emotional depth, transcend age, background, or stereotypes. Breaking stereotypes also requires patience. It's not about changing someone's mind in a single moment, but creating a space where they feel safe enough to question their own assumptions. The more you embody authenticity and confidence, the more likely they are to see beyond the stereotype and connect with the person you truly are. At its core, breaking stereotypes in dating conversations isn't just about making a good impression. It's about creating an opportunity for both sides to grow, to see the world and each other with fresh eyes. When you approach these moments with grace, humor, and genuine curiosity, you not only break the walls of stereotypes, but also build bridges of meaningful connection. How to respond without losing your cool. When someone challenges or doubts you, your response defines the outcome of the interaction. Maintaining composure in such moments is an art, and it's one of the most powerful ways to command respect and keep the conversation moving in your favor. Losing your cool can derail the discussion, making you seem defensive or unsure. But a calm, measured response can transform skepticism into curiosity and open the door for deeper understanding. The first step in staying composed is to pause before reacting. This brief moment allows you to gather your thoughts, regulate your emotions, and avoid saying something you might regret. Pausing also shows confidence. It signals that you're not easily rattled and are considering your response thoughtfully. For instance, if someone says, "You seem out of touch with my generation," a calm response like, "That's an interesting perspective. Why do you think that?" can turn a potentially tense moment into an engaging conversation. Another crucial aspect is controlling your tone. Your words matter, but the way you say them matters even more. A steady, even tone conveys self-assurance, while a rushed or elevated tone can make you seem nervous or defensive. Pair this with positive body language, maintaining steady eye contact, a relaxed posture, and a slight smile, to reinforce your composed demeanor. These non-verbal cues communicate more about your confidence and openness than words ever could. Empathy is another powerful tool in your response. By showing that you understand the other person's perspective, you create an environment of mutual respect. Instead of dismissing their doubts, acknowledge them with phrases like, "I see why you might think that," or "That's a fair question." Empathy doesn't mean agreeing with them. It means validating their perspective while confidently offering your own. Humor can also diffuse tension and help you maintain your cool. A light-hearted comment like, "Well, I guess I'll have to prove you wrong," can break the ice and show that you're not taking yourself too seriously. Humor humanizes you and creates a sense of ease, making the other person more likely to drop their guard and engage in a meaningful way. Finally, focus on the bigger picture. In moments of doubt or criticism, remind yourself that you're not defined by one person's opinion. Stay true to your values and the qualities that make you unique. When you respond with poise and confidence, you not only win the moment, but also leave a lasting impression of strength and self-assuredness. Winning hearts through emotional intelligence. In any relationship or conversation, emotional intelligence is the cornerstone of building trust, connection, and understanding. It's not just about saying the right words, but about truly understanding and responding to the emotions behind those words. Emotional intelligence enables you to navigate complex interactions with empathy, composure, and authenticity, which are qualities that naturally win people over. One of the key aspects of emotional intelligence is active listening. Most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. But when you listen actively, you're fully present in the conversation, picking up on verbal and non-verbal cues that reveal the other person's true feelings. For example, if someone expresses doubt about you, their words may indicate skepticism, but their tone or body language might suggest curiosity or even insecurity. By focusing on these subtleties, you can tailor your response in a way that reassures and engages them. Another critical skill is managing your own emotions. When faced with skepticism or criticism, it's natural to feel defensive or frustrated. Emotional intelligence helps you regulate these emotions so they don't cloud your judgment or escalate the situation. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a moment to breathe, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. This self-control not only diffuses tension, but also demonstrates maturity and confidence, making you more appealing in any interaction. Empathy is the heart of emotional intelligence. It's the ability to put yourself in someone else's shoes and understand their perspective, even if it differs from your own. When someone says, "I don't think we're compatible," an empathetic response might be, "I can see where you're coming from. Let's explore that a bit more." This approach shows that you respect their viewpoint, while keeping the door open for deeper dialogue. Empathy creates a safe space for honesty and vulnerability, which are essential for meaningful connections. Emotional intelligence also involves effective communication. It's not just about what you say, but how you say it. Using I statements such as "I feel," "I think," or "I appreciate," instead of accusatory or defensive language, fosters openness and reduces conflict. For instance, instead of saying, "You're wrong about me," you might say, "I feel there's more to me than what you've seen so far." This subtle shift in language invites curiosity rather than resistance. Lastly, emotional intelligence is about building trust. Trust is the foundation of all relationships, and it's earned through consistent actions, honesty, and understanding. By showing that you're willing to listen, empathize, and adapt, you create an environment where the other person feels valued and understood. This trust becomes the bridge that connects differences and deepens bonds, making you not just someone they like, but someone they respect and admire. Reframing rejections into opportunities. Rejection is often seen as a definitive end, a barrier that halts progress and diminishes self-worth. However, with the right perspective, rejection can be reframed as an opportunity for growth, self-discovery, and even connection. Instead of viewing it as a closed door, consider it a moment to reflect, adapt, and showcase your resilience. This mindset not only transforms the way you handle rejection, but also how others perceive you in those moments. One of the first steps in reframing rejection is to understand that it's rarely personal. When someone says, "I don't think we're a match," or "I'm not interested," it's often a reflection of their preferences, experiences, or current state of mind, rather than a judgment of your worth. Recognizing this helps you detach emotionally from the rejection and approach the situation with clarity. Instead of internalizing their response, think about what it reveals about their perspective and how you can learn from it. Another powerful approach is to respond to rejection with grace and curiosity. Instead of shutting down or reacting defensively, use the moment to engage meaningfully. For example, a response like, "I appreciate your honesty. Can I ask what led to your decision?" Not only shows maturity, but also creates an opportunity for constructive feedback. This kind of interaction leaves a positive impression, demonstrating that you value communication and self-improvement. Rejection is also a chance to refine your self-awareness. Every interaction provides insights into your strengths, areas for improvement, and how you connect with others. Instead of dwelling on the rejection, ask yourself, what can I take away from this experience? How can it help me grow? This reflective process shifts the focus from loss to gain, empowering you to approach future interactions with greater confidence and intention. Furthermore, handling rejection well can often turn the tide. People respect those who remain composed and confident in the face of adversity. If someone sees that rejection hasn't shaken you, that you're still kind, engaging, and self-assured, it can make them re-evaluate their initial judgment. In some cases, this shift in perception may lead to a change in their decision or open the door to a different kind of connection. Finally, rejection can be a catalyst for redirection. Sometimes, what feels like a setback is actually an opportunity to realign with something or someone that's a better fit. By viewing rejection as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block, you embrace a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Each no brings you closer to the yes that truly aligns with your values and goals. Reframing rejection into an opportunity is about resilience, perspective, and self-respect. It's a chance to show others and yourself that you are not defined by someone else's opinion. Instead, you're defined by how you rise, adapt, and continue forward with confidence and grace. Rejection, doubt, and challenges are inevitable parts of life, especially in relationships. But how you respond to them defines your character and shapes your future. By approaching these moments with confidence, emotional intelligence, and an open mind, you not only grow as an individual, but also open the door to deeper, more meaningful connections. Remember, every experience, positive or negative, is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and become stronger. Thank you for joining me today, and I hope this inspires you to see every challenge as a chance to shine. Until next time, stay confident, stay resilient.